The NBA weekend is about to explode with intensity. The Boston Celtics, wounded but determined, march into Orlando for a critical back-to-back series that could redefine their early season narrative. The first showdown tips off this Friday, November 7th, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, inside the Kia Center. Then, less than 48 hours later, both teams face each other again. Same place, same pressure, but with completely different stakes. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit that hype button so you don't miss a single second of Celtics news and updates. Now let's set the stage. The Orlando Magic, sitting at 3 wins and 5 losses, have been unpredictable. Some nights, they look unstoppable, their young core playing fearless basketball. Other nights, their defensive breakdowns cost them dearly. Across the court, the Celtics find themselves in an even tighter corner, carrying a 4-5 record and missing their cornerstone star, Jayson Tatum, due to an Achilles injury. Xavier Tillman is also out for personal reasons, forcing coach Joe Mazzulla to dig deep into his rotation and demand more from Jaylen Brown and Derek White. The question isn't just whether Boston can win, it's whether they can survive. The betting markets give Orlando a slight edge, around -3.5 at home, with the total hovering in the mid-220s. But numbers mean nothing when pride and desperation collide. The Celtics are battered, yes, but they're also known for resilience. Brown will have to play like a man possessed, White must command both ends of the floor, and the bench, led by Pritchard and Hauser, needs to produce energy on every possession. Meanwhile, Orlando's strategy is clear. Attack Boston's tired legs. Push the pace. Use Paolo Banchero's versatility and Wendell Carter Jr.'s strength on the boards to break through a thinner Celtics frontcourt. With Moritz Wagner out, the Magic's core of Banchero, Franz Wagner, and Desmond Bane carry the full offensive load. Their youth gives them speed. Their inexperience, however, could become a weapon for Boston if the Celtics manage to slow the game and force Orlando into half-court battles. Everything about this matchup screams contrast. One team is youthful, fast, and daring. The other, battle-tested, disciplined, and fighting through adversity. But here's the twist. Boston's greatest advantage might be psychological. When teams lose a star like Tatum, they often respond with an edge, a chip on their shoulder that can ignite unexpected performances. Remember what happened last season when Brown took over late in similar situations. That same energy could resurface tonight. Still, Orlando's home court advantage cannot be ignored. The crowd will be electric, and the Magic know this is their chance to make a statement against one of the league's giants. They'll test Boston's depth, especially on defense, where missing Tatum's presence could leave gaps. Expect Orlando to attack relentlessly through transition, forcing the Celtics to play catch-up possession after possession. And yet every back-to-back tells 2 stories, the one written on Friday and the one rewritten on Sunday. The Celtics could lose the first battle but adapt in the rematch, or they could steal one early and build momentum heading into the second clash. Every adjustment, every rotation, every possession will matter. This isn't just about points. It's about identity. So as we count down to tip off, one thing is certain. Pressure is mounting. The Magic want validation. The Celtics want redemption. And both will have to dig deeper than ever to find it. But here's the real question hanging over the weekend. With Jayson Tatum sidelined and the Celtics walking into hostile territory, will Boston's system hold strong under fire, or will this be the series that exposes their limits once and for all? Something has shifted inside the Boston Celtics locker room. It's not about a new playbook or a fancy offensive system. It's about mentality. And that change starts with Payton Pritchard. The guard who once lived beyond the arc is now finding his rhythm closer to the rim, redefining how this team attacks, adapts, and survives without its superstar Jayson Tatum. Before we dive into what this means for Boston's future, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit that hype button to stay tuned to every piece of Celtics news. Pritchard, the 2024 Sixth Man of the Year, has been struggling from three-point range, shooting just 22.4% across Boston's first 9 games. But instead of backing down, he adjusted. On Wednesday, November 5th, he dropped 18 points in a dominant 136-107 win over the Washington Wizards. 12 of those points came from inside the arc, attacking, driving, creating contact. It was a different Pritchard, more aggressive, more confident, and more willing to take control when the team needed him most. After the game, his message was clear. With the three-point shot not falling, he's turning the paint into his comfort zone. He talked about using his body, his handle, and his control to reach his spots, saying those easier looks can become his bread and butter. It is not about abandoning the deep shot, it is about earning it back. And that subtle shift could define how far the Celtics team goes without Tatum's scoring presence. Head coach Joe Mazzulla has always praised Pritchard for being a three-level scorer, someone who can adapt to whatever the game demands. Right now, the game demands toughness and consistency inside. With Derek White also battling through an offensive slump, Boston needs production from players who can manufacture points on their own. Pritchard's drives have forced defenses to collapse, opening lanes for cutters, kickouts, and second-chance opportunities. The ripple effect is real, and it is changing the Celtics' offensive flow. This new approach also speaks volumes about the team's identity. For years, Boston has relied heavily on perimeter shooting and isolation plays. Now they are being forced to find balance, to explore the mid-range, to create pressure inside before spacing out again. The numbers may not show it yet, but the eye test does. There's more movement, more control, and more resilience when plays break down. And while it is easy to focus on Pritchard's shot chart, the deeper story is about mindset. He could have lost confidence. Instead, he evolved. He is proving that even role players can redefine the rhythm of an entire offense when they adapt to what the moment demands. That's leadership without headlines. That's how culture shifts begin. But the biggest question remains. As Pritchard becomes more assertive inside and Boston embraces this new mentality, will this adjustment be enough to sustain them until Jayson Tatum returns? Or is this the beginning of a more permanent evolution in how the Celtics attack the game? Something unusual is happening in Boston. A team once built on spacing, threes, and relentless drives has slowly drifted into a different identity. Not by design, but by necessity. For the first time since the 2013 season, the Celtics are among the top 5 teams in long mid-range frequency. A number that tells a story few expected. How did the league's most modern offense fall back into one of basketball's oldest habits? This transformation started quietly. Injuries, departures, and shifting responsibilities created an accidental evolution. Without Jayson Tatum, and after losing Kristaps Porzingis and Jrue Holiday, Joe Mazzulla's Celtics have been forced to reinvent how they score. The result is a team that now lives in the in-between. No longer at the rim, not quite behind the arc, but in the uncertain territory of the mid-range. Jaylen Brown sits at the center of this shift. His usage rate has jumped from 29% to 35%, the 6th highest in the entire NBA. But his shot profile has changed dramatically. Nearly 30% of his attempts now come from the long mid-range, a rate higher than Kevin Durant or Brandon Ingram. His attacks to the rim have dropped by 10 percentage points, and his short mid-range attempts have fallen as well. The reason is not just preference. It is structure. The Celtics' spacing has collapsed. With fewer playmakers and shooters, the lanes are tighter, the paint less accessible. Only 20% of Boston's shots now come within 4 feet of the basket, one of the lowest marks the league has seen in years. Paint touches have plummeted from 14th last season to 26th today. Teams like the New York Knicks and Houston Rockets have exposed this weakness, packing the paint and daring Boston to settle for jumpers. And they are settling. This is not just a Jaylen Brown problem. It is a team-wide pattern. Payton Pritchard has doubled his long mid-range attempts, climbing from 5% to 12%. Even big men like Nini's Quetta have joined the trend, taking pull-ups from areas the Celtics once avoided. The numbers confirm what the eye test shows. Boston's offensive balance has shifted. The irony is that for now it is working. The Celtics are hitting 47% of their long mid-range attempts, well above the league average of 40%. But the question is sustainability. History suggests those numbers will fall. And when they do, Boston's efficiency could plummet with them. Their overall shot distribution already ranks last in the NBA in theoretical efficiency, according to Cleaning the Glass. From 18th last year to 30th today. Dead last. What does that mean for a team with championship ambitions? It means that the Celtics, once feared for their modern spacing and shot selection, might be slipping into an offensive identity that belongs to another era. One built on tough twos, contested pull-ups, and fewer easy looks. It is not a choice, but a reflection of what this roster has become. And that leads to the real question. Is Boston's mid-range revival a short-term adaptation that will fade once the roster is healthy again? Or is this the beginning of a deeper identity crisis for a team that was supposed to lead the modern NBA? If you believe this transformation could reshape the Celtics season, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that hype button so you never miss the next chapter of Boston Celtics news.